Did not expect this to go that deep. I'm sorry.
No, oh my gosh, please don't be sorry. And you know what, Erik, I love whenever conversations go this way, because it also just shows like you can talk about these things, and even though it has a stereotype of being heavy, it's not, it's just real.
I guess we should talk about this song that you put out today. That's kind of freaking incredible. Fit in.
Thank you.
I wanted to jump in with this because I'm a former theater kid too, right? And I realized very quickly I'm better at playing myself than other people. And you seem to toe both sides of that very, very well, right? Obviously, you're Jane Seymour in Six, and I, have crazy theater credits, but also doing your own thing. And I don't want to discredit other theater or Broadway musicians that also have solo careers, but yours doesn't sound theatrical, right? Like this song you put out is anthemic. It is a rock song, which I am all about as a pop punk kid too. So
yes,
when you're teasing a song, and I know that's the cycle we're in, right? We're TikTok kids here, we're Instagram kids. You got to do the 6-week cycle. Is it a little easier, do you think, for you? Because you're so used to rehearsals and tech and previews before it actually goes to the public?
I think because I've been releasing music for a while, it's helped understanding the process of how to set up a record, how to put things out onto TikTok consistently, because I started really taking social media seriously back in 2023. And so the demand to put out content, I got used to the demand. So with putting out a single, I was like, all right, I need to batch as much content as I can before I go do a show. So that way I don't have to record something every day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, and I mean, just for anyone that doesn't know, a little inside baseball. I mean, you're doing what, 6 shows a week?
8 shows a week.
8 shows a week, excuse me.
8.
Wow, that is a demanding schedule.
It's crazy.
You don't have weekends. Honestly, Mondays are dark.
We actually have a different schedule from everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are dark normally on Tuesdays.
Really? That's unique.
Yeah. We're normally dark on Tuesdays. Right now it's Sundays. But our normal schedule is double Saturday, double Sunday, single Monday, off on Tuesday.
Oh, so you're not doing the matinee Wednesday, or are you just swinging for you then?
No, normally we don't have matinees on Wednesdays. Our summer schedule we do for like 2 months. It's really random.
So crazy.
But
all right, back to your music. That's all right. Nerdy theater stuff.
It's bananas. Yes. It's bananas. We're doing 8 shows a week, and then rehearsals on top of that, because 6 is super like intense on cleaning, brush up rehearsals. So on top of that, we also are doing rehearsals and press, and it's nuts. Yeah,
for anyone that doesn't know too, not that all, Broadway shows inherently aren't, vocally demanding, but 6 especially is a very power-driven, belting type show where you're using every inch of your voice the entire show, especially the opening number too. Huge fan though, and I realized too when I was doing the research, right? So I typed in Kelsie Watts, and I was like, why does that sound so familiar? And I realized I already had a song of yours saved to my Spotify. And it was way. Look What You Missed in 2021.
No way.
Yeah, with Night the Owl. And it was funny because I remember having a moment because, I'm inherently a theater kid, and I'm not as much of like, oh my God, like Rent plays, I have to jump in kind of kid. But,
right.
I still enjoy it. I've always loved the combination and the convergence of pop rock and Broadway. And I remember hearing that song and going, wow, this is a cool song. I wish it was a little more like rock driven. Like,
same.
I wish it had a little more like of, the drums that we have in Fit In.
Yeah, no, same. I will say part of my journey as an artist, because I didn't start releasing music until after The Voice. You'll understand, as a performer, we just want to make a living doing what we love.
Right.
And so I was doing showboat gigs, wedding gigs, just like bartending on the side so that way I could make music. But I didn't really start releasing music until 2021. And part of that process was figuring out what is my sound. Like, I know what I love, but I was being encouraged very strongly in multiple directions. It was like, well, you can sing ballads really well, so you need to do ballads, or you need to do just pop music because that's what's going to trend right now, or this would be better for you because this is what people want to hear. And it was fine. It was, but it wasn't fully me.
No, it wasn't inherently you.
Yes. And I feel like now with Fit In, it is me. Like, I actually get to it's me. Yeah.
It's not often I hear a song or a single and I immediately can see what it's going to be like on stage. You know, I can see the live element of it. I can see the production with it. And just, I'm always going to be a fan of songs that build, but don't take too long to do so, right? So when that first bass line comes in, you're like, oh, this is going somewhere, right? And then the drums. And I mean, as a very part-time amateur drummer, it's just a dream song to cover. So maybe next time we do an interview, I could be like, let me like show mom what I can do.
Like a little thing in the studio. Yeah. Like, all right, cool. Let's just play around.
I mean, we got the set. So next time you're in Chicago.
Yes, done. Chicago's not far. It's a very short flight.
It's a very quick flight. We'll arrange this. With you mentioning the showboat moment, it's a story that I know is part of your PR release, but for those that don't know, let's do the quick Reader's Digest version. You were performing, just trying to make a living, doing what you could, and someone walked up to you and gave you their card.
Yes. So it was a meet and greet after the show, and I didn't know it at the time, but Roberta Duchek, who is the musical supervisor of Six, gave me her card and was like, hey, I think you're great. We should chat. And it took me a while to realize who the heck she was. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But that started the process of auditioning for the show.
Start to finish, what was that timeline?
Almost 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So for my first audition was 2021, and they actually called me for Par, was the main one. And I got cut in New York, and I emailed Peter Van Dam, the casting director, and was like, hey, what can I do better? Because why did I get cut?
Sure.
This is me. I've never done professional musical theater. I know nothing about this process. Yeah. And he said, have you ever acted before? And I was like, nope.
What a cutting but fair question to send someone. Just, hey, here's the small thing that might be missing a little bit.
Maybe missing. And I was like, no, I haven't actually. And he was like, okay, if you could work on that. And so he gave me a coach, Benji Shaw, and I started working with him over Zoom. The next year they called me back, and I didn't expect to ever get called back for the show. I made it to the end. They were casting for the first tour and they needed a Par. It's what they called me for again. For whatever reason, didn't get cast. And then the next year, by now we're in 2023, they called again, flew me out for a boot camp. It was like me and 20-something other girls. And this time they called me for just Seymour.
Yeah.
And they did one-on-ones for music, choreo, acting, all the things. And honestly, didn't expect anything to come from that either. And I didn't hear from them for over a year. It wasn't until August of 2024, last year, I just get a call and they were like, hey, we have an opening on Broadway. Would you be interested?
Not even tour. Just, hey, the show. You ready?
Broadway.
And
I was literally, when I actually got the official offer, I was in Home Depot picking out blinds for a house because that's how much I didn't think this was ever going to happen. We had just bought a house in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm moving to New York.
That's
crazy.
Wild. Yeah. I mean, not to compare my journey to yours too much, but I've gone through the casting processes and just TV shows work very much the same way. Right. And especially when you leave an audition going like, there's no way, it was just a cool experience. And I assume after 3 virtual journeys of going through almost getting there in your head, almost getting there, you're going to okay, now I'm just going for the experience or to keep my face out there or something.
Yes.
Did you pick up the call when they called? Did you know who was calling you? Did you have it saved, or was it one of those things where it's a number? It's I'm going to let this go to voicemail and I'll call them back.
Oh, well, my manager called.
Okay.
Because they called my manager. Right. Yeah. And so when Melinda called, she was like, when I had officially been offered the gig.
Yeah.
She called me and she was like, hey, Kelsie, I need to talk to Jane. And I was like, Melinda, who the heck is Jane? She goes, Jane Seymour. And I just the person helping us in Home Depot probably thought I was insane.
Yeah.
Because I immediately started freaking out. I was like, we gotta call my parents. I was
like, my husband, sir, I no longer need these blinds. I'm sorry.
I don't need these blinds anymore. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
That's such a cool story. You said building a house, your husband, Brandon.
Yes.
Brandon Britt, who by the way can sing his ass off.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes. He's awesome. I keep asking him to sing more and he's like, no, it's just fun to do TikToks. And I was like, okay.
He's a neuropsychologist. Am I getting that right?
A neurophysiologist.
Excuse me, neurophysiologist. That's how you know I'm not in that league, that I'm just neuro-something-ologist.
Neuro-something.
Yes.
Honestly, it's impressive that you even knew that, if I'm being totally real.
I will totally take that. But no,
I was about to say, that's impressive. Yeah, he owns a practice in South Africa. because he's from Johannesburg.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's got one of those cool accents. I heard him. He's
Yep,
also like the
super cool.
ultimate hype man on your social.
He is, and can I tell you, he's like that all the time.
Good.
Like in real life,
As a
Just
partner
all the
should
time.
be, as
Yeah.
you deserve.
Yeah,
And also as a
it's
creative who my girlfriend is an attorney, I expect that too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know you're the smart one. We got that. Let me just be
Exactly,
the
like,
clown
you're
on
helping-
stage.
exactly. You're exactly right. Yes, I love that so much.
Your very first performance that you can recollect, you know, I know the history is there from jumping on stage at church and whatnot back in Lubbock
Yeah.
and all of that. But do you remember the first time that you did something with your voice and it clicked like, oh, people aren't just like clapping because I'm a kid. It's like I did something that changed someone emotionally.
The first time I remember people recognizing something different in my voice, I don't know how old I was. Maybe, I think I was in like middle school, high school, possibly. And I was doing a Christmas record for a church, and what I didn't realize was a whistle tone at the time. I just went up really high and was
Okay,
like, "Oh,
Mariah."
this is really, yeah, Mariah."
Yeah.
I was like, "This would fit really well. This is really cool." And the director looked at me and goes, "Did you know you could do that?" I was like, "No, that was crazy." Like, it was a moment of discovery of my voice that I was like, how did that happen? That was nuts. I mean, so that was the first time that I realized there was something different. But I will say the first time I performed and felt like people felt something, it was a talent show in 8th grade, and I sang Kelly Clarkson, and which is hilarious because it was a very full circle moment in
Yeah.
life later on. But
You were on Team Kelly on The
Because
Voice.
of it,
If anyone
yeah,
didn't
which-
know, yes.
oh yeah, yes, okay,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm
She was on
here to
the
provide
vote.
context for obviously
No.
people know, but just like my cousin who might not.
Yes, no, I appreciate the context because I had never watched the show before I was on it. So I'm one of those people at times. But yeah, it was a moment of when people not only stood up and clapped, but gave me the feedback. Like, I mean, I was in 8th grade, like I'm a kid, you know? I'm not working on my craft or understanding the business by then. Like, I'm just singing, you
Mhm.
know? And so I remember that being like a very defining moment of, wait, I think I can actually do this, like in life.
That's so cool to be able
Yeah.
to recognize that in yourself too, so young.
Yeah.
And really build. I mean, obviously, you know, even just fit in it inherently. The lyrics are about kind of the journey of like, why are you trying to pretend you're someone not, right? Be
Yeah.
who you are, but to recognize in 8th grade and build up enough armor, even if it's I mean, it's never enough, but at least
Right.
enough internally that you're like, even when things don't feel like they're going right, when I'm just on a showboat or I'm bartending or I'm buying blinds at Home Depot, I'm still going to keep trying for me.
Yes.
And then to see it all change and what, not even a full year now?
No, yeah, it hadn't even been a year. I mean, whenever I tell people, and the reason that I tell people the story of how I got cast is because I think there's an assumption that because of my following, people think, oh, well, she was just given this because she has a following and she
Yeah.
can sing. And it's really, that has nothing to do with it.
Sure. Yeah. And
Oh.
it's interesting because in a world where, you know, you've amassed quite a following on TikTok and Instagram, rightfully so, but people see that number and they're like, okay, well then obviously Mr. Moneybags just calls one day and it's like, you'd be perfect here. And
I wish.
while that may be true in some industries for
Some
like
industries.
a glimmer of 5 minutes of fame or something,
Yeah.
to not only get the opportunity, but sustain it and
Mhm.
to do it in theater, Broadway, no less, like
Yeah.
arguably the most cutting process. They would almost be more adverse to cast you because of your following.
Yes. No, 100%. Absolutely. Because I have to make sure that I'm really good at what I do. So that way, number one, they don't look bad. And then I don't look like it was just given to me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, it's
Yeah.
called ensemble for a reason too. Shows are so built around the trust you have in your cast members. Not
Yep.
that divas and don't exist and the egos don't exist, but it's
Right.
definitely checked on a regular basis, more so than
Oh,
like
yeah.
a film set or a TV set where you can just do your thing, leave, go to your green room kind of thing.
Oh,
Casting
yeah. And you're
directors,
practically living with your cast.
any TD they don't deal with that, right? That's just not
Right.
happening. Okay, so that was the first moment, 8th grade, that you're like, okay, I got this. To some degree, I got this. I need this. How does that compare to the most recent time that you remember? Now that it's becoming a little more repetitive and you're seeing the audience and you get to do this incredible thing on Broadway every single night. What was the last time, most recent time that you're like, wow, that person truly, like that's an above standard reaction for my voice?
You know, I've been really blessed to have the opportunity to sing in front of, you know, important people, and then also 20,000 people in an arena, and then, you know, audiences on Broadway, and, you know, then my family, like it's always very different. But with Six specifically, the song that I've been given as Jane Seymour is a very emotional and very like release song of, you know, I mean, I literally just stand there and I've like, you know, they give us a little bit of freedom, but we have very specific direction as far as, you know, where your focus is at and what you have to do. And thankfully they gave me freedom as Kelsie Watts, the artist, to be able to put my own inflection and be a little creative with the runs and like pieces like that. And I can only see the first like 3 rows whenever I'm singing, because literally the whole audience is like blacked out. But it's the moments where I see people like crying in the audience from this song. And I know I'm in my heart, I'm like, it's not just because of my voice. Like, it's not just like, oh, I can sing, so they're crying. I've been given the gift to be put in a place where I'm allowing people to feel something, because that's what music really is. Like, whether it's on Broadway, whether it's at a pop show, whether it's at a rock show, whether it's at church, like wherever you are, music moves people. And like, I think that's what I honestly get to experience almost every day, is getting to look out and being like, oh my gosh, like, yes, I'm in a moment and I'm acting, but it brings me back into reality for like a half a second. And I'm like, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
I was just having this conversation literally yesterday with a former schoolmate of yours, Chris Lee, and it was just about music truly is the only language that transcends politics, diversity, especially live performance. I mean, anyone, anywhere that could have 0 things in common, when you're in the same room hearing something that's affecting you, it's the universal common denominator.
It is. Yeah, it's a universal language, and it makes you feel. And that, when I realized I could make people feel things, I was like, oh my word, that's why I do what I do. It's not just like sing a run so you can sing a run and be impressive. Like, how boring does that get, you know? But to make people feel something with your voice and with the music that you've been given is really cool.
Yeah, and not only music you've been given, but music that you've come up with yourself too. You know, I'm sure it's difficult to talk about, so I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here, but I Can't Say Goodbye is a song that's extremely vulnerable. And, you know, when you sing something like that about losing a brother, I want to be delicate in my questioning here, but how long does it take someone like you to be like, the world needs this or someone else needs this because it might help them too, as hard as it is and as true as it is to me?
Yeah, I think a really good way that I can put it is it brings purpose to the pain. Because with a loss like that, you never get over it.
Yeah.
It's something you learn to live with and to move forward with. But it will stay with there will always be like a hole there. You know, I think anybody that's lost a family member, that's lost a friend, like it's just always there. But I realized that mental health is something that's very taboo and people aren't always comfortable talking about it. Sure. And so I've done my best to bring that conversation and awareness to take away the shame from it that some people feel and allow there to be hope and positivity and be like, nope, you're not alone. I've also dealt with this. You do belong. There is hope. Like, you are amazing. There's other people. It doesn't make you weird. Like, there's so many parts of the conversation that I'm able to now bring positivity into that I knew I needed to write a song about it. But what's crazy is, like, I was just at home in my apartment in Nashville, like this was years ago, and I was on my piano, like a little keyboard, and was just playing, and things just started spilling out. And I'm normally not the person that just writes to write. I love co-writes. I love being in a studio. But this was one of those songs that it just like vomited out of myself. And I realized after I'd written it, oh my gosh, this is going to be able to touch anybody that's lost somebody too soon.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to put this out, not because I think it's going to make me famous or that I think it's going to make me millions of dollars. And it may not even be commercial. It may not even be like popular. But if I can reach one person and they're able to understand that they're not alone, worth it. Like that's why. And I still get messages to this day on Instagram, TikTok, at the stage door.
Mm-hmm.
People will come up and say, hey, I'm a survivor of suicide.
Yeah.
I survived depression or I lost my family member. Thank you. And I'm like that. And that's what it is.
Here I am still singing. I'm writing you this song. I'm praying that you hear me now that you're gone. Now that you're gone, I just need more time. 'Cause I can't say goodbye.
Happened to me. A really, really good friend of mine, and it happened a week before I went to see Dear Evan Hansen, not knowing what Dear Evan Hansen was about.
Erik,
I just knew.
no.
I knew waving through the window. I just moved to New York. My mom's like, I want to go see his show. I'm like, let's go see Dear Evan Hansen. It seems happy-go-lucky. He has a cast on. There's something funny about it, I'm sure. And it's a very, funny musical at times,
yes,
but
it's heavy.
It's very heavy. And I was sitting, fifth row center, literally hearing those songs and what it's about after losing a friend a week before and being like, oh my God, I was a puddle.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Like, crazy.
Yeah. There's it's funny when you were just talking, I wanted to look it up to get it, right. There's a quote that I really love this show that was on HBO called The Newsroom, starring Jeff Daniels, and it was written by Aaron Sorkin, and it's just some of the language in it. It's about, producing a news show for America. And the main actor basically has an issue, like constantly, like just getting in his own way, letting himself be happy, always assuming everything else is like happening because he's a bad person. And the quote is, on the off chance that you're not going to live forever, why not take a shot at being happy now? And that's something that's always kind of stuck with me, right? There's another circulating interview that you see quite a bit with Stephen Colbert and Anderson Cooper. And Anderson says something to the effect of, quoting Stephen Colbert, that, do you believe that, you're thankful for the lows and the heartache in life, right? And Stephen Colbert says, yeah, because it's life is a gift. And if there's no valleys, if there's no lows, that's part of it. You have to accept that. And like you said, you don't get over it. It becomes part of you, and it's a power to utilize that grief and honor that grief, but to move through it.
Yeah. And it helps so many other people, because I think people relate way more to our struggles than they do to our successes.
Sure. Yeah. 100%. I mean, like, success always seems out of reach, right? Did not expect this to go that deep. I'm sorry. No,
oh my gosh, please don't be sorry. And you know what, Erik, I love whenever conversations go this way, because it also just shows, like, you can talk about these things, and even though it has a stereotype of being heavy, it's not, it's just real. It's just real life. And I think that's I just talked about this with another friend, that's why things like, on my TikTok, if I'm sitting there in sweats and no makeup and my hair on top of my head, like freaking Tinkerbell, like, people relate to that because it's real life, and so having real conversations, it gives other people encouragement. And then I think it also takes away a little bit more of the stigma to be like, no, you can talk about this in a very normal conversation, and I don't have to go weep afterwards. It's just part of it. And then you continue on, so please don't apologize. I love it when that happens, because I'm like, no, it's important, and this is great. And then we can talk about freaking balloons and butterflies if we want to.
Yeah. What's your favorite color?
Yeah. Green.
Oh, interesting choice. You don't hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Is there a certain shade? Do you know the hex code?
I know. I love, like, the really obnoxious lime green.
Like lime wire green?
Yes. Like, I can't ever really wear it because it looks terrible on me.
Or you would look like a construction worker, which is fine.
Exactly.
But
so I don't know what a vibe that would be, but but it's great. Okay. What is your favorite color?
It's a very specific shade of blue. But I feel like every guy ever, like, I'm stereotyping here, but everyone says blue. But yeah, my mom worked for United Airlines for so long. And it's not, I'm not a company man, like, but it's just, there's a specific blue they used to use that I just remember as a kid that clicked with me because it always reminded me of travel. It reminded me of adventure. It reminded me of my mom being a breadwinner for my family and doing all of these things. So that's just that blue that I've always latched onto.
That is so awesome. I love that.
Super unique. All right, let's end on this because obviously Fit In is out now.
It is.
Which, are you the kind of person where are you able to step back, or are you refreshing the metrics? I mean, not that the numbers matter, but I'm sure you're excited to see people's reaction, especially when they've already been reacting so positively to the little hook you put out for so long.
Yes. I mean, thankfully, metrics take a while to actually show up in the back office. So I do my best to just like stay away from the numbers and be like, okay, once it's out, see how it does initially. And then, you know, we can do more marketing, we can put more ads, because half of the issue is visibility as an artist. You know, I mean, it's just getting people to even hear it, you know? So I just get excited because I get to go hang out with my cast and make really funny TikToks about it. And, you know, like just enjoy that it's out. Like, I can't believe it's out. Like, I wrote this song a year ago. Yeah. So I'm stoked that it's just finally here. Yeah.
It's a song that has so many components too. When did you know it was done?
Honestly, we had 3 sessions that we did. We wrote it in 2.
Okay.
And normally a writing session will be like 4 hours, like 3 or 4 hours or so. And that's like taking breaks, going to get coffee, like hanging out. But whenever we did the vocals for it, I was with DQ in Nashville, and we finished the vocals and we just kind of looked at each other and he goes, Kelsie, I work with a lot of people. And he does. He's worked with Demi, Beyonce, like he's worked with a lot of people and a lot of independent artists as well. He goes, and I'm not gonna just like blow smoke because I do a lot of good songs. He goes, but this is really good. It's like it's really good. I was like, thank you, because I'm like, oh, I'm so excited, right? Because I love the guitars and I love the pop and I love that it's like mainstream, but it has a little bit of edge to it, and there's like a little bit of swag in the verses, and it's just, I get excited about it, and I know when I'm excited about something, it helps other people be excited about it too. Why do you wanna fit in when you're just trying to breathe in, and all of these thoughts that are telling you to break out this box, break out these chains. I mean, your reward at the end of the day is just that reaction from DQ, right? It's just like, that's something you hang on to. You hang on to the moment that you received the business card on the showboat. And you hang on to the moment you're buying blinds at Home Depot. You hang on to the moment that you get that reaction to a song that is you, that you've written with people you trust. And you hang on to a moment like today when you talk to me. No, kidding. Exactly. It's the best moment of the day. Obviously.
You know how like when they put out shows or they put out movies, it's usually the entertainment reporters that get quoted. I'm going to put the Kelsie Watts quote on my hosting reel now. It's the best moment of the day, period.
For real. Like, we're going to put it in like a little snippet. Yeah. Like it is.
Kelsie, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on everything. It goes without saying, I'm always beyond impressed with anyone that's on Broadway, anyone that's managing these grueling schedules, in addition to putting out your own music and balancing life.
Thank you.
You know, be proud of yourself. I know you are, but not that you need it from me, but sometimes it's just helpful to hear that.
It is. So, yeah, no, it is, because it's bananas.
Yeah, it's bananas. I can't wait to talk to you again soon, hopefully in person next time.
Yeah. I'll either be in Chicago or if you're in New York.
I'm in New York. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Awesome.
Amazing,
well, thank
Kelsie.
you.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Be well.
Okay, bye.